Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. Today we are going to see a subject that I find exciting and that I discovered thanks to Sofian's videos and also thanks to the video of MeCode, and namely deep drop. You should know that a deep drop at the base was used by spies during the Second World War to exchange information a little secret. But over time, of course, it evolved and became more of an art project these days. They are found in the form of USB sticks or small Wi-Fi boxes that can be accessed to share data or recover data somewhat secretly. The first time we saw this was in 2010, thanks to Aram Bartholl. He had done this rather in an artistic project and hidden benevolent things. There were never any malicious things with him, and he even offers on his website to discover how to make his own dead order precisely. So generally, the public order ones are listed on different websites, and you should know that they hide little things. We're going to say rather documents, where you're going to enter your name, your first name, to say that you found it. And then it doesn't go much further than that. After that, other people or other small communities will use it to share illegal films or small things, documents, a little that they could not transmit via the internet to avoid being traced precisely. But of course, we must not forget the dangerous side. They're going to be the people who hide these USB drives in a kind of illegal way, because you have to know that it's not very legal to do that, and then they're going to put little malware on them so that they can crash your PC, make power surges, retrieve your data, or that sort of thing. So that's why you have to take the dead drop with a lot of precautions, and especially not use your personal computer, and rather use a computer that you no longer use, that has been restored, or that kind of thing. So as I said before, there are different websites that reference these different dead drops. So you have deaddrop.com, which is one of the best known and which will reference all the dead drop that people are willing to disclose on the internet in everyone. But then you also have quite a few little dead drops that will be hidden in communities where you will access them via forums. Eventually you will find access through forums or things like that. And then we'll give you an address where you're going to go to find the USB stick, etc. But precisely this is the objective of this second part of video, where we will see a little what I can find around my home. So I did some research, especially on TED Drop. I found one and then I found others on different forums that we are going to visit together. So here's the first one I found on Dead Drop. You will also be able to access it if you search on Dead Drop. I just typed in nice and found this one. It's the only one that listed on deaddrop.com. After I saw that on forums, I started chatting with other people and I saw that I could potentially have other access, so we will go and see. But these are the first pictures that we have, so as you can see we have a pretty distant view for number one, then we have a second view a little closer, and the third view really very, very close, which will allow us to find a little better what is the name of the USB stick. So I found the place on Google Map. You should know that it wasn't exactly same company as what was listed on Dead Drop. In addition, both companies were bought. The left-wing company, the right-wing company, so there was necessarily work that was carried out on this street, and I don't know if the Dead Drop will still be available, because if you look at Google Maps, it was supposed to be on this wall here. Unfortunately, as you can see, it has all been repainted and redone recently, so I hope he was wrong and that it was just after the Gustière that we are going to see in real life right away, and I hope there are going to be interesting things on it. So this is the gear I want to take every time I go exploring. So we have a laptop that went to war, we have a Wi-Fi stick which normally I shouldn't need, and we especially have a USB extension which will allow me to access the USB sticks directly in the wall more easily, in fact. Well, I went to see the place where there was the USB stick in real life. Unfortunately, there was no longer the USB stick in place, so I also went to see other places that I had found on the internet, but for the moment everything was wrong track. I chatted with a colleague who gave me the name of several forums specializing in geocaching, this kind of thing, which will surely allow me to have better tracks and find a valid USB drive. So I managed to chat with people on forums that allowed me to have an address that I was able to put on Google Maps and that I have no right to share with you, unfortunately. On the other hand, capitalism, I think they will discover quite easily where it is. So I would have blurred, I think, the two places where we can see the address, and supposedly when we go to see on Google Maps, it is supposed to be here. Except I'm not sure it's really that. Finally, it's in the area next to this box, so we're going to go see also in real life, and we're going to see what's framing, but if there's really something there, I've been looking for the place for 20 minutes. There I go back in front again because there are quite a few passages pretend nothing, so I don't know if you're going to see tack hop. There are still a lot of passages and it's a little complicated to search, so for the moment I haven't found anything, but hey, I don't lose the evenings. I did a few more rounds, and if I really find nothing, well, I think I'll give up there and it will be another false trail. In fact, at that time, you should know that I am looking for the end of the USB stick that would protrude from the wall, except that there are a lot of passages, so I can't remain static in front of me. I pretend that I'm on the phone, so I can't be programmed, except that I find nothing, so I go back and forth. I even went all the way down the street to make sure he wasn't in the wrong place, except I couldn't find anything. And actually, after a while, I pretend I'm on the phone, staying a little more static in front, and I see a little piece of white bag sticking out. That's it. I managed to get the thing back in place, so we're going to go land somewhere and see what we can do with it. That's it, I got it back. As you can see, there are still many passages. I'll try to do this discreetly. There I am in a corner, so as you can see, in fact it's in a small bag, and you have a small USB with something to protect it. In fact, I think the rain... Okay, it looks like it has a lot of stuff, so for once I'm happy. I'm going to show you this in tutu. So here's what I found in the USB stick. Apparently there are ebooks, movies, training, stuff like I'm going to try to copy and paste the entire thing on the key and bring it home to see what I can do with it. I made the hidden folder show, and we did indeed have a hidden folder in the end. So perfect, I'll take that home too and I'll meet you there. So, to give you a hint, even if I'm not going to give you the solution because I was asked to do it, it's just behind the thing there actually. So I put the little device back in place. In fact, it's just behind the little thing there. So we meet again the next day. As you can see, I finally managed to find a valid USB stick. I transferred everything to the computer. I ran a scan of different files to make sure there wasn't a little malicious file or a virus that could burn my main computer. I transferred everything to a USB stick and we'll see together what happens. Here's what we can find on the USB stick. I hid the first folder from you because, in fact, it is the location of another USB key. I think, so we will surely do it in a future video, if you are interested. Then so in the first folder that I am going to show you, you have the ebooks. So with the basics of hacking, I admit that I have not looked, but hey, I advise you not to do it at all. Then you have a compressed folder with different ebooks, and actually inside, as you can see, you have many ebooks actually, quite simply. And I checked the most have seemed accessible to me, in fact seem to open up. For example, if I take this one, you can see hop, you have direct access to the 28 pages. If I take another one, for example, loyalty, you'll see, hop, I have access to the 70 pages of this loyalty book. So after, I don't know them at all, so I won't tell you if they are good books or not, but well, we apparently have access to big books. Even on neuromarketing, I admit that I don't know at all. It seems to have books in English, color psychology. Then in the second folder, there was a movie folder, but then I don't know why, if it's me who bugged during the transfer or what. I didn't check, and I admit that I haven't taken the time to go check since. But my folder is empty, so I don't know if it was originally empty or if the files could not be transferred. Then into the third folder we have a training folder where there are 4 compressed folders where it looks like to be training from I don't know what, since they're marked ClickFunnels, Screamfrog, SEO Spider, I don't know what, but they all seem to open up. So you seem to have an installation folder and different things, so I won't take the risk of installing it. I don't know what it is. And there is one where I think it is this one. It seems to be video, so Dear Club, and I watched it launch indeed. So as you can see, the videos start well, we can extract them and watch all the training. So I admit that I don't know at all, I haven't looked at it at all, I don't know what it is as a style of training, I don't know this person either, so I wouldn't know how to advise you if it's a good training or not. Apparently there is free training. Finally, I think that basically they must be paid and that people share. Then we have a file to read. And actually, when you just open it up, you find the different rules of the USB stick with the different kinds of files that you can just share or not share on this USB stick, as well as the different moments, I believe, where the manager will come to see if the USB stick is full or not, if I have good. And finally, we have a small file marked winner where you find the list of names and first names. I think it must have something to do with the file I hid from you because it's simply marked there. See you at the next step. So I think it must be related to the enigma that there is in the first file simply. We will stop there for the analysis of this USB key, simply because I think we have seen the entirety of what we could find on this dead drop. On the other hand, if you're interested, we can do a second part on the search for the second USB stick, because I believe there is the location of a USB stick 9. So if you're interested, don't hesitate to tell me in the comments if you want a second, more in-depth part on the analysis of this USB stick, where we look a little more at what type of book there is, seeing the types of training, and maybe informing the people who did this training that they found themselves on dead drops could be fun. Feel free to tell me in the comments too. In the meantime, if you like this video, do not hesitate to put a like and go see my other videos. Who was Codefire?